Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bookish Artist Mandy and I am coming here at you today with a little bit of some kind of talk of fountain pens that are maybe lower budget. Now I really thought about all the different kinds. I've tried so many fountain pens in the past few years as I have gotten into fountain pens. And there are some that I know are beloved by the community, even for this, like, price-wise. Like the Jinhao 82 is a big one. That one is, like, not my favorite, I will 100% say, but these are ones that I've experimented with and that I actually really enjoy, especially when I'm looking at pens that are under $50 that I can get on Amazon, you know, as something that I can give away or that I can get people into fountain pens a little bit more. I kind of throw some of these pens at people, especially friends and other people. So I am going to, some of them are inked because I do use them more often than not. And some of them are not inked right now. I'm really trying to keep my pens inked down. So I do have Robert Oster's Clearwater Rain here that I will be testing, so I can show you the variants in nibs and how they write kind of as we go along. So I'm going to start with I'm going to go through, I have them kind of up here, but I'm just going to go through and talk about the different models and talk about what I like and what I don't like about them. All right, so the first one I have is the Asvine P30. I really love Asvine. I hear it both ways. The P stands for piston. So the piston is like your TWSBI. And this one is a demonstrator, which is really nice. So you can see the ink. It is brass, so it's a little heavier. And this one I have in an extra fine. Now this one only comes in two colors as far as I'm aware, in this color and the silver. And I really like this one. I have this one in an extra fine. I don't have the silver. This is the only P30 that I probably will have, but the one thing I will say about Asvines is that they write so smooth. And this is the Asvine P30 again. And this one's an extra fine. I find that all of the Asvines write a little bigger size-wise than other pens. So I will show you the line kind of, and just even some writing in the extra fine, because I do have other nibs. Now this one is a size 6 nib, so this is a 6 nib. The feeds are wonderful. I really enjoy these pens. I'm going to clean that out. Yeah, so that's the Asvine P30 and I really enjoy it. Oh my goodness, my dog. All right, my next one is another Asvine, and this one is the Asvine V200. This one is a vac filler. It is the most expensive one that I have, and I think it's the most expensive one besides their J model. That is that Asvine makes. Asvine makes. See, I'm gonna say it Asvine. You're not gonna get it. Get the same thing, but this one actually was sent to me by Asvine. This is the only one that was sent to me after I was offered it, and I said, okay, I've been looking at this rainbow one, but with the price tag, I wasn't sure about it. However, after having it, it has been inked up. I've had a couple different colors, but I've had Dominant Industries Natural Green in here for a while, and I just keep refilling it with my what do you call it? My sample of natural green. I'm almost out, so I did place an order because I love this color. But this one has been inked, and the thing that I love about it is that it's rainbow. I love that rainbow nib, and I love that what's nice about all these Asvines are that this nib unit you can swap around. So I have swapped so many of these nibs, and you can buy the nibs separate even on Amazon too. So I love that I can get a rainbow nib in other pens, and you'll see that coming up. But I really enjoy this pen. This one only comes in 2 colors. Again, this one is a silver. There's this one or the silver. I loved the rainbow and I was really grateful. This is the only pen here that I did not purchase, but I would purchase the silver one now. It's made of metal here and here, so it's well balanced, just like this one. These ones are the heaviest of the pens, and I really like this pen quite a bit. But I've gotten so used to vac fillers now that this ink doesn't dry out. You can see what you have in there. It slashes around. It's really pretty, and this is one that is very nice to throw in a bag, but it is pricey. This is as pricey as a TWSBI, especially TWSBI Diamond. Like, they have the transparent demonstrator of the TWSBI Diamond is the same price. But I will say that I really do love the Asvine nibs. I don't know what I would pick between the two. That's really hard for me to decide, but I do love both. My next model is another vac fill, and this is the V126. Now, this still has the same vac mechanism as the other one, but it comes in this sleeker model. And this one is around the $25 mark, which I absolutely love. I did buy a set of nibs and I traded out. This one came with a black nib. I traded it out for the rainbow because this was right before Asvine reached out to me and I wanted the rainbow nib, but I wasn't sure I wanted the full rainbow pen. So I have, this one is an extra fine. This is the brown swirl. There's a couple different swirl colors. I have quite a few of these. I think I have four of these, and I do love them. They usually are inked up. They're actually just not inked up this month, but I wanted to show you the medium nib. The medium nib, I feel, is like almost like a broad nib, and if I can get it to right. Yes. And this is the Asvine. Is it the V126? I get a couple of the numbers mixed up, so I always have to look. V126 in a medium, and you can see how thick that medium is. It writes so lovely. I sometimes find that I prefer, of all of them, I actually, which is weird because usually I prefer a medium or a fine nib. I actually prefer the extra fine in the Asvine most of the time. But sometimes when I want to use glitter or I want those characteristics to show, I do really like that medium nib. All right, my next is the Asvine P20, which I have quite a few of, you can see here. This one right here was the first Asvine I ever bought. I love this pen. It is kind of like a Leonardo dupe, and I do have Leonardo's, but if you can look here, this is not the Asvine nib. What I love about these is I have been able to pull out, and it's not going to do it on camera because I don't have my suction or my silicone slip, but you can pull out the nib and add any Yovo or other size 6 nibs. And this one is actually a Monteverde nib in medium that I got on Amazon as well, and that gives it just a different nib experience. And you can see this is the medium nib in the Asvine, this is the medium nib in the Yovo, and this is the P20. But I also have a medium nib, so I'm gonna put medium Yovo. And this, and then, yeah, so then this is just your regular medium, which is a lot closer to a fine nib. So that gives you an idea. But like, what I love about these is that this one is a $25 pen. The Yovo nib from Monteverde is, I think, around $17, $18. You can have a really good pen for such a low cost, especially if you're not sure you want to branch out into like a Leonardo yet. This actually convinced me I wanted a Leonardo, and I have 2 Leonardos now, but I love this. And you can see as well that I have taken this one. This one has an Esterbrook SD nib in it, and an extra fine. So I had an extra nib, so I put it in here, and this is empty. But then I have this one, has the regular medium Yovo, and I have changed this nib too because it came with a gold nib. But I really, this color pen, this is probably my favorite colorway. I love it. They sadly don't have this one anymore. I forget what this, I think this one's called Ocean. They don't have this color anymore, and I'm really glad that I got it when I did, because the other 2 blues aren't as pretty to me as this one. So I do have, I think I have, no, this is what I have. So I have looked at them, and I wonder how they would look in person, but I think I have enough of the P20s with those 4, because I have a couple that are customized, but I do love it. This right here, I can show you right on camera. You can twist this out. But this housing unit is different from Yovo housing units. However, you can swap Asvine with Asvine, but if you, let's see, I have a paper towel here. I'll show you how simple it is to take this out. So I don't have my grip because I can't remember where I set it, but that's how easy it is to pull out when you can grip it. And then you can put your Yovo nib. Gold Spot actually sells Yovo nibs on their website, but I also I've bought them from Amazon and pulled them out of their housing. I've put Asvine nibs into the Yovo housing. The only thing that you do have to use is their feed, which their feed's good. So, and it works really great when you put the Yovo nib, and then you just slip it right back in, and you've got a pen that you can have a Yovo nib on if you like that, if that's what you like more. I do love Yovo nibs, but the Asvine nib is wonderful. Okay. Now we're getting into pocket pens, and this is the Hongdian M1. I actually have both the M1 and M2, but I wanted to share the M1 first. It has a cute little smiley face, and this is, I think, $17 is what I paid for this one. I'd have to look again, but it was under $20. And this one, I loved this color, this like lavender lilac color, and this one is in a medium. And this one is just a little less comfortable than the M2, but I do like having it. And the medium is so smooth. This nib is so wonderful. And this is the M1. And I think it comes in 4 or 5 different colors, but it's so cute. I love these little pocket pens. So they work great. And again, the medium is a nice, smooth, medium nib, and I really enjoy this. I only have this one. I don't think I need more than one. I'm trying to get better at just getting one, but I only have this one, and this one is definitely my color, right up my alley. I love the little chicken. There's like a tiny little chicken, if you can see it. It's so cute, but I really like this pen. So that's another one that I would suggest. If you're gonna get one pocket pen though, I think the next one would be the pocket pen that you should get, but they're both really great if you like pocket pens, especially under $20. All right, and here they are. Thanks to Grace at Wildly Imaginable, I pulled this out. So I had gotten this months before, but this sound, I have a really hard time with the metal on metal sound. I've gotten much better since getting into these pens, but they will give me goosebumps, and it used to hurt my ears. It doesn't hurt my ears anymore, but this is the only pen that I had originally gotten, the M2, in was this pinky purple. I think it's purple, like they call it purple, but it looks pink to me, and I really liked it. And it is a little bit, so size-wise, I can show you since I did have the M1 here as well. Size-wise, it's bigger. It's quite a bit bigger. And it's a little bit heftier. So if you're looking for lighter, this one's lighter, but this one's just a little bit heavier. And this one also, this one I have in a medium nib. I can't remember what I put in this for ink, but I'm here for it. And this is the M2. And this one I feel like is a YouTube darling, and a lot of people love this one. This one, the last time I checked, it's $19.99, and sometimes it goes on sale. So watch the sales, but again, this is a great one. Is that Fuji? Did I put Fuji in 2 pens again? Goodness gracious me. I'm gonna laugh at myself. But there's that one, and that one is the M2. The one thing I will say is I love, this is, I think they call this one coffee brown or just brown, I don't remember. But this one has a black nib. And so if it has the black, if it has the black clip, it has a black nib. If it has the gold clip, it has a gold nib. And those ones are more brushed, and this one is more matte. And what's nice about this silver one, or this brass or gold one, is that it doesn't have the metal on metal sound, and it is really, really smooth. I just ended up not liking the extra fine for myself. It is a very nice, and I can show you because they're all, I have one of each. The extra fine, so when I empty this one, I'm gonna swap nibs because you can swap them. I have done it before. But the extra fine is just a little bit too extra fine for me. Or maybe it was the ink, because I'm actually liking this Clearwater Rain on it. But I go through phases too where I like extra fine nibs versus the, what do you call it, versus medium versus broad. I go through phases, and maybe I was just in a phase where I liked the extra fine, or I liked the medium. But I also, this one is in a fine, so I can show you the difference too. Since I'm here, why not? I have it out, let's do it. So the fine kind of gives you an idea. Hongdian M2. But I have all of these pens so far on here that I have swatched and shown you. I didn't have to do any tinkering with the nibs. Every once in a while I will have to when I'm using these Chinese pens. These ones I didn't have to. So they're really great. I do enjoy them. I enjoy them a lot, especially for pocket pens. Especially because when you're looking at the Kaweco ones in the metal, they are a lot more. They're, you know, $60, $70, $80. And I didn't know if I would like the metal on metal because of my ears, but now I have two or three all sports, and then some of the Hello Kitty ones, and this actually got me to get those. Now this guy, he is a chunky one, and this is the Jinhao 9019, and on there you can see that I'm looking right here. It's where they usually have them written, but this one has a really cool nib, which is one of the reasons I got it. It's like heartbeat, and this isn't a fine. This is the only one I have, and it's the only one I will have, just because I don't need all these super inexpensive pens anymore as I've gotten further into pens. But they have been such a nice thing for me just because I let my kids use them and that kind of stuff. But this feels very much so like I'm holding a marker. It is a very comfortable experience. I think I got this pen for like 10 bucks, and it works so nice. And this is the Jinhao 9019. And this is a fine nib, which is interesting because when I'm looking at it, it looks like the Asvine medium. So that's one thing when you're getting pens this low cost, you're not going to have the nibs be the exact same, which is why I want to show you the difference in them. And this is also, I think, a size 8 nib, which I think I've noticed when you have a bigger nib, the sizes for the nibs, like the size of the like nib head, is a lot more varied. but that's this one. This is the 9019. I do like this one. I don't always have it inked up. This one is one that I probably in this lineup have inked up the least, but I wanted to mention it just because it's such a nice writer for such a low cost, and it's just fun. It is so fun to pull out this big chunk boy, and I really love that nib. Just one more look at that nib because I think it's unique. I am all for unique nibs. They make me giggle and smile so much. I love that kind of stuff. I only pulled out for this next one my Hongdian N7s, but I do have the N8s as well, and a couple of them, not all the colorways, but I do love them. I love especially on a couple of these, like I have the black one that has a rabbit on top. I love these little details on this. Oh, and I didn't show you on these. The M2s have a cat. I think they're all the cat in different colors. Yeah, the M2s have a cat. I love that. So this one has a maple leaf, and this one has a little chicken. It's the same little chicken that's on the M1. But I love the little detail, like that makes me happy. But these were some of the first pens that I got when I started really getting into pens. At least this one, not this one. This one I had actually been fawning over forever, and I put it on a Christmas list, and my sister got it for me. So this one's in a fine, and this one is in a medium. But this was one of my first pens, and I think I spent $25, $30 on it. And I watched it and hemmed and hawed over it for weeks before I did it. And this is such a wonderful writer. It handles shimmer really well. And I loved it. And this was, I think, this was right after I had gotten a couple Twisbees. So it's been around for a while. And this is the N8. I do have an N7. The N7 is basically the same pen, and it's just a little, it's got more metal here, I think, is the difference. And this is a medium. I was very into medium and broads when I first got into fountain pens. I really love the big, bold line. So a lot of my pens are that bigger, bolder line, medium nib. From back then. But I don't usually do an extra fine very often. Every once in a while I will, but I don't usually do an extra fine. This one, I will do this one as well because this one is the fine, and then my next pen has the extra fine. Here we go. Oh, that's kind of yellow, so this must have still had some remnants of a different ink. But this is the Hongdian N8, and I looked at this pen for months, and I could not get myself to buy it, and I don't know why. Like, honestly, I don't know why. I think it was at the time, a time when I was really like not buying as much. I didn't really like, I didn't know if I loved pens, and then by the time that I was gonna buy it, I had gotten into more expensive pens, and I wasn't using my white N8 as much. So then I just kind of passed on it, but I did put it on my Christmas list, and my sister came through, and I do like this pen. It's not one that I usually use all that often. A lot of these pens, like this one, and this one, I haven't used very often lately, but now like pulling them out, I'm like, maybe I should use one of these. I haven't used them for a while. But I like sitting here, they're so comfortable. The lid itself is metal, but this and this part, like there's pieces of metal, but it's plastic. So I really like light pens. It is a converter pen, and their converters, I think the Hongdian converters are very nice, but these are such solid pens for the price that they are. And I love how decorated they are. They're just so beautiful. I really do think they're beautiful pens. Okay, my next pen is one of my absolute favorites in this whole thing. I keep saying that, but I just love this pen. This is the Hongdian N23. It's the White Rabbit, which I am such an obsessive rabbit lover. It was for the year of the rabbit, so N23. It's for 2023. There's a rabbit right here. It's got another rabbit right here, and when you open this beauty up, it has a rabbit on the nib. It is, I love that rabbit nib. I cannot get enough of it. I look at it and it makes me so happy. Now this one was one that my sister got me as well. I had it on my list and I actually wanted it for a couple months, but I put it on my Christmas list because it was a little bit pricier than my other Chinese pens, but it was still under $50. And so I put it on a Christmas list because I thought this is a great Christmas present, and it ended up being a great Christmas present. And I'm so glad that my sister got it for me with my other pens. So she got me both those pens at the same time, and it was such a great gift. I just got blue ink on me. Yay. But this is the extra fine. And this one I did have to do a little bit of tinkering, not too much, a little bit of tinkering with when I got the pen, but it writes so lovely now. I just had to make sure the tines were even because it was a little bit scratchy, and I followed a couple tutorials here on YouTube to do that. I didn't do anything crazy. If I would have brought it to someone because I really wanted this pen. But I do like the extra fine in this pen. This is one that I like, and it is a nice extra fine. It's about the same as the Asvine P30. But the one thing that these pens come with is I got this one after. After I loved it, I got it but this one is the long blade. So the long blade is the architect nib. So it is it's like I think the opposite of a stub, and I wanted to show this as well because I think that this is, oh, I clearly had ink in there too that I didn't get cleaned out. I used these recently, I just didn't do a video on them, but the Hongdian N23, I wanted to try a long blade, so I decided to get one of these because I wasn't sure. People talk about the architect grind a lot, and I wasn't sure that I would like it. So the architect grind is different, where the stub, you have that long line when you're using it from up and down, and this is from side to side. So if I did up and down, you can get a really small grind. So this is the long blade. So it's like backwards, it looks like this. Forwards, it looks like this. You get some really cool line variants. So I don't use this all that often, but it is really fun to do, and you can get some really cool lines. So yeah, it's an interesting, I'm running out of ink, but it's an interesting nib, that's for sure. And it has that rabbit. And what I like is that I have one in silver and one in gold. There is another color in the rabbit, and I do love it, love the rabbit, but I thought I can have one silver and one gold, and I loved this red. You can really see the rabbit on the red, and I think the other one is like a navy blue. I do not need the third one, but if somehow it showed up on my doorstep, like if I put it on my Christmas list, I would not complain because I do like it. But the long blade is fun. I'm glad that I did it in one of these rather than in a more expensive or got like a custom grind, because I don't think I would use it enough for a custom grind. I do like my mini stub, and that's the only custom grind I have. And I think I'm okay with just having the one custom grind. I really like this color. I wish I knew what I had in it. My next pen is the Jinhao 10. I love this pen, and it does have some dry out issues. And this one I actually played with and ground down myself to like a mini stub. It was an extra fine, and I grounded it down. I don't recommend people doing that. Oh, why is it not working? Gotta dip it a little bit more. But you know, I got this one on AliExpress. this particular one for under $10. Now they're not. So I was okay with trying out my own custom grind, and it worked out, but not something I suggest. I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's a custom. It's a mini stub because I love the mini stub, and it was an extra fine or fine. I can't remember, was it extra fine or fine to mini stub? I played with a lot of Jinhao 82s to be able to try that, and I think that this might still be inked. Is that what's going on? Did I still have ink in here? I sure did. I thought it was cleaned out. I didn't need to do that. It was a fine. So fine down to a stub. Okay, so I lied. It was a fine. Okay, well, go me. I still had ink. So you can see the ink works. And this has been inked for months, so because I thought it was empty. Now this one is, I don't know what size this one is, but this one is just a regular Jinhao 10. And I'm gonna laugh if this one does the same thing. Did I have this one inked as well? This is the green. Let me just double check. No, this one was not inked. Okay. These ones are a little harder to do a dip test with because of how they work, but I want to show you. These ones are under $20. If you get them from AliExpress, they take a while, and they used to be like half the price as Amazon. Now they're not so much, and they have so many colors. Amazon actually has more colors now than AliExpress. They are hard to clean. You can see they are a little harder to clean, but I do love these, and I have a few of them. And I think this one is a fine. I have quite a few of them. I think I have 8 or 9. And I have given these away. Some of my friends who are kind of iffy on fountain pens, I've given quite a few away. I gave a couple away to my students, and they liked them. So they're just, this one's just a nice fun pen, especially if you're like, I'm not sure I want to spend the money on the vanishing point. You can get this. Also some of my Jinhao 10s, you can take the pilot, you can take the pilot nib unit and put it in here. So I actually have one of my bodies, my Jinhao bodies right now with a pilot nib house. So they're nice too, because then you can get the pilot nib house for around $70, $80, and then you have under $100 18 karat gold nib, like nib pen. So that was really exciting for me. I'm doing these next two together because they are basically essentially the same pen. They can swap nibs, but they are a different pen. This is all the colors that the Hongdian 1862 comes in. And I like this pen. It's got a snap closure lid. It's just a fun pocket pen, and I really love these colors, like milk tea, matcha. I forget what these other two are. And then this one looked like it would match with it, and this is the 920, and they share the same nib, so they can swap. They come out real easy, or maybe I lie. I bet it's stuck on the converter, but they come out really easy, and they can be swapped. They are a tiny, tiny, tiny little nib, but this one is the 920. I want to make sure I get that. Oh, yeah, there we go. 920. This one was $3 on AliExpress, and I think it's like $5 or $6 on Amazon. And it is a nice little writer. It is one that I love to have when I am teaching, because they are, this one in particular, they are ones that if a student wants to try out one of my pens, because I like writing with fountain pens all the time, then I don't feel bad. And I've given quite a few of these away with like ink cartridges too, because Hongdian makes ink cartridges. And so these are really great, and I really like them. Now, online for this one, these only come in a fine and an extra fine. This is the only extra fine nib that I've actually had luck with. Otherwise, they've been super scratchy. So I switched to getting these in a fine nib, and they work so much better. And I really like the Hongdian 1862s. This one's my favorite. I just love the color and the look of it. So I've had a couple of these because I've given them away. And honestly, these will probably be given away as well. And I don't know if I'll replace them or what, because I don't use them as often, but also it's summer and I haven't been teaching. So we'll see when the fall comes. So, but I do like to have these ones I think were like about around $13 when I got them. But I do enjoy them. They're very pretty. They're matte. They're kind of this weird matte plastic, where this one is like a shiny plastic, but they are essentially the same pen. Just a different name and a little bit different. But these ones are just, I love this like color series. And I love having pens like this because people are like, fountain pens, that's so daunting. And then when they start writing with them, it's really fun to watch them go from, I really hate fountain pens, to, wow, these are great. And then you're getting them in with these nice low cost pens, and it's not as much of a cost to you. And maybe it is, but also if you really want to try a pen, this is a great gateway. And talking about gateway, I think the most affordable pen that is one of the best pens for affordability is the Jinhao Shark. You can get, I think, 10 of these for $20 on Amazon, which is great. And so I love the Jinhao Shark, and I realized that I only have enough room to do this right here. And you can buy them in like the containers, either fine or extra fine. I usually like to do fine just for myself, but the extra fine works really great as well. I have never had a problem with the Jinhao Shark. This is right here is a glitter ink, and it handles shimmer so well, and it is a great working pen, and it's one, like, for the price, you can't go wrong. I just don't think you can go wrong. So there it is. I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but that's the fine nib. And it's very similar to the Hongdian 1862 fine. So it's just a matter of what you want in a pen. So you go from, I saved this one for last because it is the least amount. And it is a really brittle, cheaper plastic, but it is a comfortable writer. And it's cute. Like, and it looks kind of like the Lamy. I wonder if you could put a Lamy Safari nib on there. That would be kind of fun. But also my kids love these. I love to get these for my sons. And these ones are fun too to have in classrooms. If you like to, pen-able kids at a young age like I do, it's real fun. I'm sure their parents love me for it. But you go from right here. These are all under $20. Right here, these are all under $20. So, I mean, if you want to get into the hobby and you're really not sure about pens, or if you want to get somebody else into the hobby, these are all really great. These ones are especially great, especially for people who like the clicking mechanism. Like, my husband has, not a Jinhao, he actually has, I think I got him a Jinhao body with a Pilot nib, but he actually uses it, and he won't touch any of my other fountain pens, but he uses that. And so that's always nice. My friend who really only likes other pens, she loves her Jinhao. She has 2 of them. And then we're getting into, a little bit more expensive. These ones right here are all in the $20–$30 range, right? So you have $20–$30. Once, like, you could start here and then upgrade, or you could just go right here. These are all really reliable, great pens to see, do I like a Leonardo? Do I like the way a Leonardo feels? Now, the Leonardo, I will 100% say, feels so much more comfortable. Is it $200 more comfortable? I don't know. It's hard for me to decide that. But I love the build quality in the Leonardo, but for $20, this is a really great pen. And I have had this one for a long time now, and it's working really well still. So I am really impressed with these. Oh, this is another one that's under, and this one is the only one that is, $50 or above. The rainbow is a couple more dollars than the silver one, but this is a great pen. This is a great writer. It looks very similar to a TWSBI, so it does feel like they, kind of ripped off TWSBI, but that's kind of what these Chinese pens do, when you're buying from these companies that they're not necessarily always coming out with something on their own, but this one especially, I think, is very unique with that nib. I really don't feel like this one is a copy of any pen. Like maybe cigar shaped pens, like maybe the Esterbrook, but even the Esterbrook is different material, different colors. They don't do what they do here. So there are differences in some of the pens, some of the knockoffs. It's hard because I know there are people out there that know exactly which pens for each one of these are knocking off. But I have the good pens too. And so these are not stopping me from buying the good pens, but these are a way for me to try things out, mess around, experiment, grind, because I would have never ground my nicer pen. But also, like, I can take this out in my purse, and if I lose it, I'm not going to cry as much. I lost one of these, and I did almost cry. I lost this one for a while. I did find it, but I lost it for a while, and I almost cried because I love this one. So I almost placed another order until I found it. But this is it. So if there's anything here, you can go ahead and try. You are more than welcome. I do have links in my description for Amazon. All the links are there with just the normal Amazon affiliate code. So you're helping me out for nothing, but that's also, don't feel obligated to use it. I just have it there because people like the link. But these are all on Amazon. They're also on AliExpress. AliExpress, though, like, honestly, it used to be they were so much cheaper on AliExpress. That's not the case so much anymore. But they are still, if you want to try both, you can. But I forget how, like, I don't use the Sharks all that often because I usually just pull them out for my sons. I forget how great these are, and now I'm like, okay, maybe I should be playing with these too. So it's nice because doing this video has given me an idea and remembering that I do like what I started out with. Most of these are what I started out with before I started getting the nicer pens. I wanted to play around. I wanted to have 50 pens inked at a time. I'm not that way as much anymore, and the more expensive the pens get, the less I can have. So I'm getting better about that and kind of, shifting my focus to inks. But these were how I started the hobby, and these are all, like, I look at this little pile right here. These are all near and dear to my heart because they've written journals, and they've been with me. They were gifts. Like, some of these were gifts, and some of these were like, I got this for my birthday, and just little things like that. And they've been with me in my classroom, and kind of so they're special in that way. And I just want to share my passion and my love for a little bit less of an expensive pen, because they are out there and I do like them almost as much, if not as much, and some of them more than some pens. I love these. My Asvine P20s, like, I keep looking at them. I love them. And I love these Hongdian M2s too. And the Jinhaos. I actually think I have one Pilot Vanishing Point, and it's a Decimo, and I don't like it as much as I like my Jinhaos. I like the nib unit as long as it's a medium or a broad, but I don't like anything smaller, where I like the Jinhao extra fine and fines. So, I mean, there's a little bit of that too. So anyway, I hope this helped you. I hope that this has kind of enlightened you. Is there anything that you think I've missed on here that you've used that you would recommend to me? I have other ones in my collection that I didn't pull out because they aren't my favorites, but I would love to know what your experience is with some of these pens. And if there is one that you're like, you have to try this, let me know, because I'm always like up to trying new pens and throwing new pens into my collection because I'm crazy. All right, I enjoyed seeing you today, and I hope that you enjoyed this and you have a great one. If you made it this far and you don't have any other comments, go ahead and drop me a leaf emoji or a rabbit emoji, just because then you know, because that's like my favorite. This one's a feather, so you could leave a feather, but yeah, anyway. That is all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.